So the Kent County Sheriff's Office is back on scene this morning to continue our search efforts. Today, our focuses are the creek. That was a concern. Water levels in the flow yesterday could hamper things. It's down about 12 inches already per some folks on scene with us. We're also having our air assets deployed today. The concern is overnight and through yesterday, we've reached out to the public through the media, and we haven't had any reported sightings or tips. And so that's why our focus is returning back to that creek specifically. We want to continue to search there very thoroughly today. So we're going to continue to remain on scene. And our investigators yesterday through the course of the day have stopped to just about every home in the community just to see if there's a chance someone saw something, if there was something maybe caught on a camera that could help us establish a timeline. So our investigators are still working on that, doing a neighborhood canvass throughout the area. But then we have several teams from the Kent County Sheriff's Office. Our dive team, our Marine unit is here, our neighboring law enforcement partners, the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office dive team. The Michigan State Police will be arriving shortly to help also with their dive and search efforts. Georgetown Township Fire is assisting Cutlerville Fire. So several agencies on scene helping us with that. And our focus is to methodically, systematically search that creek moving downstream with it.
So of all the people you talked to in the neighborhood, no one had seen it?
Correct. Initially, early on, we had, maybe one sighting come in, but it was around, if not before the time that he was reported missing. That Noah was reported missing around 11 o'clock yesterday. But going on now, 12, obviously greater plus hours, no tips or sightings have been reported.
Yesterday you guys mentioned that you saw footprints by the shoreline. Couldn't confirm, obviously, if those were his. Did his parents see him outside, or was he last inside the home?
Yeah, parents last saw him in the home, and as you know, as a parent, sometimes you turn your head one way, and now your kiddo's just, they're disappeared off doing the next thing, and that's the instance in this particular case. 1 minute he's there, the next minute the kiddo's gone, so they start to frantically look like any parent would do, and then they contacted us. So yes, in regards to the footprint found on the bank of the creek, yes, there was an impression there. However, can we confirm that it's Noah's? We can't, but yes, we do take that into account. We document it, obviously photograph that and everything that we need to do. So we can't exactly prove that that is his, but again, that's one more thing. The creek's in close proximity to the home, so that's why our focus is really turning that way.
Were there any other markers or anything else that you guys, I know you've been looking at really the entire community and talking to them, anything else, any tips or anything that might indicate that he is in the creek?
Yeah, no tips or evidence to show that he is, but that's just a concern. Many times when children go missing, Noah is nonverbal. He's almost 2 years old, so still technically a 1-year-old. And sometimes kids are fascinated with, cars or water and things like that. And due to the high flow rate, especially yesterday, it was approximately waist deep in that area, and normally it's knee deep. So that's why it's a concern to us, because normally we don't have to search at all, and citizens will call in if they see a kid by themselves walking down the street. That's second nature for folks in our community. Oh, a kid must be lost, so they call. But with this large of a presence and no tips coming in, that's why it's concerning for us.
Is the search still mainly just in Cutler Estates? You extended it outside of this community?
The search has extended outside of and northward. I believe they searched approximately over 1.5 miles of shoreline up and down from here. But the Buck Creek is flowing north from here, so that's why the concern would be north. So if there was an entry point into the creek behind us by the bridge, the flow is heading north, so that's where more of the search efforts would be focused.
How big is Buck Creek? How long does it go?
I don't know how far it stretches. I do know it stretches to the Grand River.
I know you were asking people not to organize their own search parties. Are you kind of still asking that of people, or what's your advice to the community who wants to try to help?
Yeah, obviously we understand as community members, as parents, if that was your child, I know that you would not be out there searching. The people you see behind me have specialized equipment, boats, and hardware to help them move through that water. It can be dangerous because all of a sudden that water drops off to 10 feet in certain places and there's a sharp turn in the current. Those guys have to be careful. And so we don't want a community member to have a mishap, and then we now have to divert our rescue resources to them. So we just ask, again, your powers of observation. If you see something, say something and let us know, and we will send the plenty of staff that we have out there to help search.